What up everyone, my name is Matt and this is my review of LEGO's Insect Collection. This is set number 21342. It retails for $80 here in the US and it contains 1,111 pieces. Wow. LEGO's Insect Collection is based off of a submission by a really amazing designer named Jose Maria Perez. I'm most familiar with his work by seeing it on Instagram, so I'm going to link his profile in the description below. His original LEGO Ideas submission included a huge and amazing blue morpho butterfly, a Hercules beetle, a praying mantis, a big ladybug, and a honeybee. After his set got enough votes and was finally approved, the official version of his set contains basically the same cast of characters, a blue morpho butterfly, a big Hercules beetle, and a praying mantis, but it shrinks down the scale of the ladybug and the honeybee to be roughly life-size, so everything is sort of in scale with one another. The ladybug, for example, is reproduced here in this set as a 1x1 round printed tile, instead of the really large 2 or 3 inch long ladybug that his original submission included. Each insect comes with its own instruction manual, so this set is perfect to build with a friend. LEGO wanted to find a way to display these in a really nice and meaningful way, so they've included bases for all of these. So before I cry too hard about how LEGO nerfed his set, I want to take a really good look at everything they provided here and see how it compares to his original submission. The vibrantly colored and beautiful blue morpho butterfly is native to Central and South America. At over 7 inches across, the butterfly is life-size and it sits perfectly on this branch LEGO's created to support it. LEGO's rendition of this amazing insect layers royal blue, medium blue, light blue, and black tiles of different shapes and sizes, with a mix of black pieces hinged between each wing to make the body and antenna. LEGO has used all of these differently colored blue and black pieces in this layered way, and it looks amazing. It's so beautiful here, and it feels very natural and organic. The printed tiles on each wing look super awesome here. I love the way this looks. The base uses a variety of foliage pieces in green and pink to create highly textured and detailed flowers. The largest flower was an opportunity for LEGO to include the honeybee, created here with a yellow and brown piece for the abdomen and wings in this frosted clear mold. The bee is supported by this fairly long, curved, translucent piece, and looks really natural. Now I know this bee may not be quite as large and detailed as the original submission, but I think by making them both in the same scale, it looks really great here and fits well and makes them feel cohesive together, you know? The flower that this honeybee is interested in is created through this mix of this beautiful green foliage and these other sort of like tail pieces from other sets and a mix of magentas and reds. If you think about some of the more recent botanical sets, the flower here on this butterfly feels exactly like it was plucked straight out of one of those sets. There are not a ton of ways you could display this on here, I don't think, but you could open and close the butterfly's wings if you really want to, if you're interested in like creating a slightly different look for him. One thing I will say really quickly about the blue morpho butterfly, I think it's probably the most majestic and beautiful of the 3 insects, but it's also the one that's the least displayable in the round. So if you turn this baby around, it's a little sad and unfortunate on the back side. LEGO didn't want to make the wings super thick, so they didn't really do much on the underside here, sort of like we see with a lot of like Star Wars sets with the other side of a wing. T6 shuttle. It's giving unfinished, you know? But from all the other sides, it looks amazing. I love it. Next up is the Hercules beetle, and he's also a native of Central and South America. Why do they get all the cool insects? And he's apparently one of the largest flying insects in the world, and wow, is that a terrifying thought. LEGO's model of this majestic beetle is about 8 inches long and comes with a pair of wings and translucent orange and yellow that allows you to display him either with the wings spread apart and open as they are right now, or by removing them entirely so you can close up the back and show him that way. The little display stand shows our scary looking friend here on top of this little decaying log. This little log is also home to 2 thin-stemmed little light blue mushrooms, which I think looks amazing and really adds a lot of detail and texture to this little set. It's a little hard to tell by looking at photos, but LEGO uses 2 shades of yellow on the back shell part. I don't know what that's called. Anyway, those 2 different yellows add a little bit of like subtle visual texture that helps this beetle feel really sort of deep and alive. Unlike the butterfly, which is awesome, don't get me wrong, I love the butterfly. But this beetle looks amazing from every angle. You can rotate this thing all around and he looks great no matter what view you're looking at. From the side, you see these crazy huge like horn things or whatever those are called, these huge pinchers that look scary as hell. They're like covered in teeth or something. I don't know how hard these things bite. I wouldn't want to be bit by one. Like the butterfly, the wings here are made from a bunch of different sizes and shapes of tiles, and it really adds a lot of texture and just like, it looks amazing. It looks so good. If you sneak a peek under his back, you see all the little brown pieces that make up that texture of his thorax or abdomen or whatever that's called. I don't know. Those are words, right? Lastly, we've got the praying mantis, the only one of these insects I've actually seen in person. I mean, I've seen bees and ladybugs, I'm not counting those, just FYI. I do go outside. The praying mantis apparently can be found all over the world. There are a whole bunch of varieties of them. LEGO's praying mantis is a big one at almost 8 inches long, and it's positioned on a flowering branch in springtime. The branch juts out from the detailed ground at a 45-degree angle, and it includes both large and small leaves as well as small flower buds in white, pastel yellow, and light green. The praying mantis has beautifully printed eyes that give it an expressive look, and I think the praying mantis gets the best points for nice part usage from these like lime green, amazing looking little like Ninjago swords or whatever they are that they use for the legs here, and these little gold crowbars that LEGO used for the antenna. It's just crazy seeing some of these parts in unusual colors. They work really, really well. LEGO does the same thing with a lot of their botanical sets, where they'll take like parts and pieces from different sets and ranges and recolor them and use them in new and interesting ways. You can move the praying mantis's legs around in different ways, so you can reposition him a little bit. Again, LEGO pulled out these bright green leaves that look really, really great here. And then they've used these much larger dark green pieces to indicate larger, additional, more mature leaves a little bit further down on the branch. And it just looks so good. I love the way this turned out. It's really giving like springtime in the Midwest where I'm from. And side bonus, here's where we get to see that ladybug that LEGO included in the 1x1 printed tile. It looks really, really good. Now again, I know it's not quite as cool as a large, like 3-inch long ladybug would have been, but I think by including these as little printed pieces and adding them into the base of the praying mantis here, it feels just right, and I really, really appreciate that LEGO tried to keep everything in scale with one another. I think that was a really good call. Oh, and one more little like nice part usage by LEGO. So they also included little feet here on this praying mantis in light sand green, and that piece is like a little pistol. It's so funny. So I'm not gonna draw this out all day. I love this set. I think it's beautiful. Each of these insects was so fun to build. Even the bases were interesting to me. I don't know, I love the like system bricks like this. I love creating these environments and landscapes, and I just thought these were really, really fun and engaging to build. I was so excited when I found out that Jose's submission had won and that he was gonna get this set reproduced by LEGO, and I was a little bit skeptical and a little bit worried when I saw that they had only done 3 big insects instead of all 5. But having seen more of this and having built them and looking at them in person, I'm totally on board with what LEGO did here. The original models that inspired this set were beautiful, and I love them. They had so much character and so much care and detail into each one. But by allowing each of these insects to sit on top of these branches and on top of these bases, it really makes each one feel like a specimen, like an important specimen, and it looks amazing. I think they took a great idea and made it perfect. I only have the succulents personally, but I'm a big fan of LEGO's Botanical Collection, and I think these insects that they came out with sit alongside those flowers beautifully. They look great. I happily spent $80 on this set. So if you're at all interested in these, or if you just want a fun build to either build by yourself or with a friend, and you want to display these or maybe have them on your desk at work or on a table at home, this was an amazing set to build, and I highly recommend it. All right, later nerds.